I'm Dillon Carmichael, and you're listening to Like a Farmer.
Hey y'all, it's Pat. We're live here in Tampa, Florida for Country Thunder. Today's guest, a friend of mine for 5, 6, 7, it seems like a lifetime.
Yep.
Dillon Carmichael's coming on the show. As always, every single Wednesday, you can catch me on YouTube or wherever you listen to your audio podcast. Dillon Carmichael.
What's up, buddy?
Dude, I mean, it's been a long time coming.
I know, man. I mean, we've been talking about it for a couple of years now, I feel like.
I want to back up to a year, and we always go back and forth, 2019 maybe, 2020 maybe, one of the years of like...
I think it was, I feel like 19 is
probably safe bet,
late
yeah.
19, yeah.
So you see this country music genre continuing to rise.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's number one genre streamed on Spotify. You know,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
is.
Wow.
Myself being a marketer, as you know, like I wanted to get into country music, and
Yeah.
you know, so I start doing some due diligence on some of these artists and who do I want to, you know, work with. And Dillon Carmichael is who I ended up choosing. We got on tour with you. We wrapped the bus, and it's because of your values and how you were raised and what you believe in and what we're trying to do at Like a Farmer.
Yeah.
Like, take me back on how you felt back then and being part of it.
Yeah, man. Dude, well, first off, I'm forever grateful for that. We made some great memories. I think, you know, made some great fans. You know, you wrapped the bus for us, and you basically sent us on tour, which, you know, was the biggest tour we'd been on. I mean, literally, we did a lot of shows together, and it was super cool, man. We became friends on that tour, which was really awesome. But man, you know, it was agriculture has always been super important to me. I grew up, my family didn't have a farm. We lived in, you know, different scenarios and things, but one of those was not a farm scenario. But I did grow up in an agriculture community, and I found a home in FFA when I was growing up. And so when I met you and we aligned on that, and we had so many great conversations about agriculture, I knew that I'd met a lifelong friend. I really did. I knew that we connected in that way, and so it was super exciting to have that and us work together. And you know, we did one of my core memories is the Ducks Unlimited.
Oh,
thing,
dude,
man.
got a hat right here, man.
Awesome, dude. I love that. I still got that gun of the year.
So what we do is we go to Ducks Unlimited. They got a beautiful organization outside of Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out CEO Adam Putnam.
Yeah,
and
man.
Dillon plays a show for Ducks Unlimited, and he brings me up on stage, and I just start jamming. I'm singing. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, a boy from Bartow, Florida, wanted to be a country musician. You checked that box off for me.
Oh, heck yeah,
so
man.
that was great. You mentioned FFA a little bit earlier, man. Talk to me about that and how important it is in this society, but tell me about, you want to talk about adversity that we've all had to face, like the jacket, it being stolen, like give me the full rundown of that.
FFA, like I said, was a home for me. It was a place that I loved country music, for one. I grew up in a country music family. My uncles are John Michael Montgomery and Eddie Montgomery, Eddie is half of Montgomery Gentry. So I grew up in a country music kind of thing, and country music and agriculture has always had kind of this unspoken marriage together, and so I loved that. And then my first job I ever had was working in hay, and I liked that. I loved the the motivation these people had, the passion they had. They, you know, despite the circumstances, people that are in agriculture, that farm, regardless of what's happening in the world politically, they are still just as passionate and just as motivated and pushing through it harder than anybody. And so I was attracted to that. I loved that. And so I found FFA. My advisor in FFA was a great mentor to me when I was a young man. You know, when we're in those teenage years, it can be confusing, and we're trying to figure out who we are as a human being. And I found a place there, and so I highly recommend FFA. The other thing about FFA too is in school today, there's a lot of different organizations, and some of those are great. I don't know, some of those maybe not so great, but I will say FFA is one that you can go into and break that kind of ice and connect to your peers as a human being. you know, and I always struggled in school. I struggled with the type A thing, like the whole. I needed human connection, and I related to those people through going to the different things and going and being on a cattle farm and learning how to drive a tractor through FFA and all that kind of stuff, and then going out and doing charitable things with FFA. You know, we'd go raise money, fundraisers for local agriculture, and I found that these are people that I want to get behind, and these are people that I want to support.
Yeah.
And so fast forward a few years, when I got into country music, I thought, you know, if my country music ever blows up and becomes something that people want to listen to, the number one thing I want to do is I want to get behind farmers, and I want to support farmers in every way that I can. And so it's something that has always just been in my heart, even though I'm not a farmer per se, you know, but in some ways I feel like I am, because I grew up in that community, and I know how those people struggle, and how you know, people, there are laws being made all the time, political things that are happening that affect these farmers that no one even knows about. They don't even talk about that on the news. You know, RFD talks about it,
yep.
but you know, overall, it's not something that's being talked about all the time. So what you're doing is fantastic, man. So I'm stoked about what you're doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You're doing the good work, man.
I really appreciate it. So another thing you mentioned earlier, you come from a family of just monster musicians, man. I mean, with your uncles, even your mother was a singer too,
My
right?
My mom, she's got a band to this day.
So that's just like it was. Dillon came into this world to be a singer. So that being said, I play a game on this show.
Okay. All right.
Now this game is called Cut That Song, presented by Case Knives. Okay. So right here, I got you your own case knife.
Oh my God, I love case knives.
I want you to open that up. Take a look at it.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. I'm so happy, man. I've only got two. I love case knives.
Look how pretty that one is. Yeah, bam.
Wow. Oh my gosh, man. This is going to go right next to so Shayla, my wife, she got me for Valentine's Day. It's my prized possession. It's got our anniversary date on it and everything. So this is a case knife is very special to me. This is super special, man. I'm gonna put this in, and I'm gonna use it. I might skin a buck with it. We'll see.
There you go. Look,
awesome,
when you come on my show, we give gifts out, man. That's what separates me from those. You come in, you're gonna get some gifts.
That's beautiful.
Now, Cut That Song, presented by Case Knives.
Okay.
Name me a song that comes from the family, you know, especially your uncles.
Okay.
What is a song that you wish you could have cut back in the day? That's just your favorite song.
You know, Montgomery Gentry has a song. I'm gonna name two.
Yep.
I'm gonna name two Montgomery Gentry and one John Michael. One that I always love is a song called "She Don't Tell Me To." That was Montgomery Gentry recorded back in the day. And I think that song's so awesome. It's about, this, you know, I think of my wife, and it's like, I want to do all the things that she don't make me do, you know, that she don't tell me and force me to do, because, and she don't do that. She trusts me to be the kind of man to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And that means the world, you know. And then there's another song called "Lucky Man" by Montgomery Gentry that I've always loved.
God,
I think it's
what a great song.
Yeah, I always thought that was one of the greatest country songs ever written. And then John Michael's got a bunch of wonderful songs. He's got a song called "I Miss You a Little" that nobody knows about, but he wrote that song about my grandfather when my grandfather passed really young for prostate cancer.
Damn,
And,
I miss you a little. How does it go? Like,
it basically says, I'd do anything in the world, you know, to get one more second with you. This is my grandfather.
And that was about
his dad,
Wow.
His dad, you know, and so it's a really cool song. I recommend everybody going and checking out. But I wish I could have recorded that one, and recorded that about my grandfather as well. You know, I never actually knew him. He passed away when I was 6 months old. But yeah, there's some great songs between John Michael and Montgomery Gentry, and I look up to them, and I look up to my mother. My dad, his dad was Harold Carmichael, right? And so this is the other side of the family. He was in a gospel quartet, and all his brothers, all my great uncles and my grandfather had a gospel quartet, and they sang a lot of songs about Jesus. So I've got that in my soul too. You know, at some point in my career, I want to sing songs about Jesus too. But
now I want to let's hit on that.
Okay. Yeah.
Country in the Clouds just came out with Connor and Dillon.
I love
both of those guys.
Yeah.
And Jelly's doing stuff. I mean, like, tell me. I mean, I will say one thing about DC is he's not just a musician, but you're very knowledgeable on what's going on in this genre, and it seems like people are getting into that. How do you feel about that? I think it's awesome.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think country music, in a lot of ways, think about the Grand Ole Opry, you know, the gospel music that came up at the Grand Ole Opry. I think country music was built on gospel and Christian music, and so I think it's okay for us to relate to people and sing about, you know, working your ass off all week, and then having a beer on the weekend, and in the same set sing about God. You know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's what country music's all about, and I love to see it. I think it's fantastic.
And you think that we can see some of that in the future is what you're telling me?
I think we'll see a lot of it. I hope we'll see a lot of it in the future. You know, it's even if it's a line in a song that moves people in that right direction, you know, and gets people at the end of the day, and you mentioned Jelly, wanting to be a better version of yourself, wanting to be a better person, not only to yourself but to other people as well. You know, I think that if you're not striving to be that, you got some work to do, and we all got work to do, you know. But I think every person should always be striving to do that.
I think one of the coolest things about you, man, you've got such a unbelievable fan base. Like,
thanks, man.
You know a Dillon Carmichael fan.
Yeah.
And it's just blue collar, hard working.
Yes, sir.
Some of them are Kentucky fans.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But I just think that's cool. And take me back there to Kentucky, man. Number one, I want to, I mean, we're getting closer and closer to football season. I want to hear your take on your Kentucky football team.
Absolutely.
But just talk to me about Kentucky a little bit.
Oh, man. You know, Kentucky it's a lot of people say, oh, wait, is Kentucky even in the South? It is. I promise you, it's very Southern culture-wise. And it, you know, it's horses, horse racing. It's you know, people think of bourbon, and you know, people think of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which, you know, we may or may not claim Kentucky Fried Chicken, but there's a lot of good fried chicken being made in Kentucky. It's probably not KFC, but
you don't think? I mean,
dude, look. There's a place, next time anybody's driving through Kentucky, go to a place called Lee's Famous Recipe. I tell you, there's a lot of great fried chicken in Kentucky, okay? So we'll get away from fried chicken. There's a lot more than just bourbon, horses, and fried chicken. There's a lot of agriculture. There's a lot of blue-collar, hard-working Americans, and people that would literally give you the shirt off their back. Here's the interesting thing about these people. You'll never know their name. You'll never hear them. You'll never. They lurk in the shadows. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be. You know, it's all my best friends I grew up with. I know the lifestyle they're living, but they don't want any recognition for it.
Yeah.
And that's because, you know, I'm in the public eye all the time, and I'm playing my music in front of people, and I'm talking to people on social media and everything else. And these people, they don't want to be recognized. I want to recognize them. I want to talk about them. I want to talk about the sacrifices that they make. And so Kentucky is a fantastic place. It stays small on purpose. They don't want all the big city stuff. They're not trying, Lexington, Kentucky, they're not trying to grow it into a Nashville or to Chicago. They want to keep it the friendly little city that it is. And I love that about Kentucky. I'll be back there one day.
So another project that you've done, I can't remember where exactly, but when you were hanging the American flags on house by house, like, what makes you want to be that type of patriot and just full-blown American? I mean, it's just the stuff that doesn't really get recognized enough that you do, especially in your hometowns, wherever you're living at that time. It's just so cool.
And it was 2020. And, you know, we all had a lot of time on our hands at that time. And it hit me that when I was growing up in Bergen, Kentucky, every house had an American flag on a pole or hanging on the side of the house. If somebody didn't have an American flag, it was weird. It was like, why does that person not have an American flag? So it's kind of flip-flop now. I moved to Hendersonville, Tennessee at that time, and I just noticed, even though Hendersonville's fantastic, I noticed that these houses, it wasn't a thing all across America. At this time, I'd spent several years traveling all across America. It's not as much of a thing to have American flags on every house. Now, if you see a house with an American flag, you go, oh, hell yeah. Like it's you know what I mean? And so it wasn't like that when I was growing up. So I got to thinking, I got in my heart, and I go, I'm just gonna go spend a couple $100. I'm gonna get, 50 American flags. I'm gonna post a thing on Facebook, a local, and say, hey, I'll come hang a flag for anybody, free of charge. Doesn't have to, you don't have to pay a dime. And so people were hitting me up on Messenger going, I'm disabled. I really want an American flag on my front porch, but I can't hang it myself. Or I'd get, I just don't have the money. I can't afford to go buy one and hang it and get all the tools to do it. So I said, well, you know what, I'll do it. So I went out there and I hung. The first day I did it, I did 12. And then by the time it was all said and done, I did 50 in one day. And I just went around town and just hung flags. And it ended up becoming, I thought I was just hanging flags. It ended up becoming hanging out with these people, hearing their story. I did one for a veteran. He was 86 years old. And he served in, I think it might have been, it wasn't World War II. It might have been like a Vietnam. Might have been Vietnam. And he sat and told me about just, coming back over here after the fact. And his wife passed away, and he was on a motorcycle. He had a motorcycle, and he was in a wreck that almost killed him. And he said, I'm just here by myself. And he was sitting there chain smoking cigarettes, and he'd been a widower for, a decade. And he said, this means the world you came out here and hang a flag for me, and so it was a cool thing. And I want to get back into it now. I tour so much. My goal is to figure out a way to build in enough time to where I go to Tampa.
Yeah, and you're hanging American flags.
Hanging flags in Tampa, so I want to figure out how to grow this into a bigger thing. And we
That's
can do
just
this
America,
sometime.
Man.
If you want to do it, we'll do it, brother.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm fully in on that.
Heck yeah, man.
I will help. We'll do the American flag.
Yes,
That is
sir.
so cool. I think it is very interesting that you say that. Like, it used to be the normal thing of somebody having American flag in their yard.
Yes, sir.
And now you drive by and it's just like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
Hey, talk to me about, I want to hear about the FFA,
Okay.
the jacket,
Yes, sir.
all that BS that went on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely, yeah.
I want to shine some light on that.
Yeah, sure. I had a FFA jacket when I was in high school, and my advisor told me, he said, if you ever lose this, you can't get another one.
Yeah.
So hang on to it.
That's like the Gold Hall of Fame jacket.
Absolutely, yeah. And so a thing happened to me when I was about 16, 17 years old. It's kind of a long story. I legally can't share all the details, but basically,
it's not like you have a bunch of cameras or anything.
I know, right? But there was a person that did a not great thing.
Yeah.
And came and the house we lived in, they had given us a 2-week notice, and so we had gotten our stuff. We were starting to move our stuff out, and about halfway through that, they decided we weren't going fast enough. Even though we legally had the right to take 2 weeks, we weren't going fast enough for them. So they had a bunch of people come in and clear our house out, and they started a fire in the backyard. And they were throwing everything that we owned in this fire. Well, one of those things was my FFA jacket. And so I thought, well, I'll never get another one. Well, as I got older and time passed by, I really missed that jacket.
Yeah.
And so I wound up doing a bunch of stuff with FFA. Once I got out of high school, I thought I'll never do FFA again. Well, my music got me doing more FFA stuff.
Which was a goal of mine. I want everybody to understand,
Yeah.
like, these country musicians, they might think they're country, and, you know, I'm from the farm. This guy right here, he really is. That was a goal, was to continue to do work with FFA.
Yeah.
And you achieved that goal.
I did, yeah. Through my music, I did a lot of different shows. I would go to convention. I did different state conventions. You know, I would go to different states, and it was awesome. Well, I ran into a couple folks, you know, that are high up at the FFA, and somehow in a conversation like this, I wound up talking about my jacket. And I think they might have said, hey, do you still have your jacket? I said, no, it's a long story. And they're like, well, I got time. I'm like, I don't know if you want to hear this story. Well, I told them.
Oh, my God.
Well, what happened was it took a few years, believe it or not. But what happened was, and I think you had something to do with this. You had something to do with this because you told me at one time, we're going to get you another FFA jacket. So I want you to tell me how you are connected to this. But they came and they said, surprise me with an FFA jacket.
Yeah.
And I'd opened for Laney Wilson at the National FFA Convention, and they did an interview like this, and on camera they came out and said, well, we made you a replica FFA jacket just like the one you had in high school.
Yeah.
And I got all emotional and I couldn't even talk. It was awesome. It was fantastic. But
it's a story that needed to be shared, and it wasn't just me. I mean, we've had people that knew that story that shared it with FFA. So it takes an army, man. It takes an army, and I'm glad that you finally got it.
Oh my gosh!
I think it's an unbelievable story. I think people that live the right way, like you do, deserve that type of treatment when it comes to that. I mean, listen, when a fire happens at your house, you're worried about, you know, some jewelry, some money. This dude's worried about his FFA jacket.
Yeah.
If that doesn't tell you something, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
so my mom, we did a docu-series.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube called My Blue Jacket.
Yeah.
It tells the whole story.
Beautiful doc, too.
And my mom, she said this. She said it was like my house burned down. And so what she meant by that was that everything was gone, and so our house didn't literally burn down, but it was like it did.
Yeah.
You know, and so there's a, you know, person out there that single-handedly made this happen, this terrible, tragic thing, and you know, one day their judgment will happen.
One day, but right now.
But what's important is that FFA came together. You were involved in this, and I've got this jacket, and there's going to be more about this in the future. I want to do a whole documentary about it. I want everybody to know about FFA and how awesome this of an organization that this is, the FFA.
That's why we've got a great production team right here. We're ready for the doc. We're excited.
That's right.
Now, great story. And when you talk, and it shows of like just where you have been. I mean, you've been doing country music a long time. You started at 12. Yep. You moved to Nashville at 16.
Yeah. So I started playing guitar at 12. Yeah. I got my first. I got my first gig playing music at a place called Mama's Last Chance Saloon in Nicholasville, Kentucky. I was 16 when I got that gig, and then I got discovered totally by happenstance by Jennifer Johnson, who is in Nashville and had a publishing company at the time. And she signed me to my first publishing deal when I was 17 years old. So I moved to Nashville, and I started writing with great songwriters right out of the gate. I was thrown into the fire, and so it's been an awesome experience. You know, it's been a long drawn out, like, you know, everybody thinks they're gonna come to Nashville and take it over. You know, and I never did think that. I always thought, you know, it's gonna take some time for me because, like I said, I grew up in an agriculture community, which is, you know, you invest years into agriculture, and I took that approach. I thought, I'm gonna invest years into this. I'm gonna be broke. I'm gonna be in debt for years and years and years, and one day it'll pay off.
Sure, it's a great point.
And so that was my approach. There. I didn't come to Nashville thinking, you know, and overnight I'm gonna be a success. But I didn't think that it was gonna be 12 years, you know, later, I'm still trying to break as an artist.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still trying to have that hit song or that, you know, that in today's time, that viral video or whatever it is. You know?
My
and
God!
So,
And I can't wait to talk about this new country. And hell, at some point, you're gonna have to just get your ass up on TikTok and start doing the dances.
I mean, I'm doing it now.
You
man.
are.
You know, I'm trying to.
We gotta work on the dance moves a little bit.
Well,
now,
it's.
before we get there, though, I play another game on the show. Okay. This game is called "Give 'Em the Boot."
Oh. Oh no! I know where this is going.
Presented by TECOVAS, okay?
Okay.
So what's going to happen is I got 4 questions in this boot.
That's
and
awesome.
these are your boots, man.
These are my boots?
These are yours, okay?
Dude, are you kidding me?
You get 4 questions in this boot.
Okay.
Now, you can answer all 4 of them, and most of them have. Most of the guests that have come on the show, they have.
Okay.
If you want to give one of them the boot, you can. You don't have to answer it. But when you give one of them the boot, you got to answer the other ones.
Okay.
Give them the boot, presented by the one and only TECOVAS, and you even got a free pair of boots out of it. I mean,
wow, those are awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna wear those on stage tonight.
That's what I wanted to hear. All right, here we go. Question number 1, and all you gotta do is read it.
Oh, it's in the boot.
It's in the boot.
All right. How many beers can you drink in one sitting?
That's a good one.
Dang, man. I think I could drink. I mean, I'm trying not to sound like
An alcoholic.
an alcoholic.
But it's okay. It's okay.
I think I could drink a 12-pack of Outlaw beer. Sitting right here.
There we go. There we go.
I think I could, man. 12. I've
I'm
done
good
it.
with that.
I've done it
And
before.
you're feeling nice after 12 Outlaws?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the next morning I'm gonna feel rough, but
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean,
That's a
I
good
think
one.
I could, man.
All
I mean, I'm a big boy. I weigh 350 pounds, so I can put some beers back.
I'm with you.
You've seen me put beers back.
I have. All right.
That's awesome. All right, here we go. Who has been your favorite person to tour with?
You've toured with some monsters, right?
Yeah, man. You know, I'll start by saying that all of the, you know, I'm very thankful and very grateful for everybody that has given me an opportunity to make fans by taking me on tour with them. Man, you know, so I've toured with Cody Johnson and Luke Bryan last year and John Party. John Party produces all my albums, you know, and John's a dear friend. And he's really invested in me as an artist. This is a really tough one because I could say the same about Cody Johnson and Luke Bryan. I'm gonna say, you know, John has been very impactful, you know, for my career. He's been a great friend.
And he helps you from start to finish. That's what people need to realize.
Yeah.
Like, John has been like a day one guy for you.
He has been a day one guy
Yeah.
for me. So John Party, I would have to answer that hard question. But yeah.
Fine. All right, question number 3.
All right, number 3, best gift from a fan you have ever gotten. Man, I got a pair of boots from Pat Spinoza one time. That's a good question. Let's see here. So I got a Commonwealth of Kentucky belt buckle one time from a fan, and I put it, I had glued it to my guitar strap that I still use to this day.
That's cool.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a pretty good gift.
That's a good one.
But I'm gonna say, man, I don't know if you're a fan or not. No, I do. You're a fan, and I'm a fan of you. But these boots are pretty damn cool, man. So I'm gonna say
I appreciate that. All right, last
All right.
one.
What is your favorite song to cut? You know what I thought we were gonna do? I thought we were gonna like give the boot to a country artist.
Oh, no.
I was like, damn, man, I'm gonna have to pick. Oh, you want me to do that? We're gonna pass on that question today. All right, what is your favorite song to cover? Let's see here.
Don't say it.
Okay, sing it, don't say it. Favorite song to cover. I want to answer this
Yeah. Favorite song
with my
to
actual
cover, yeah.
favorite song to cover because, like, what pops in my mind may not actually be it because we got the cameras on us. You know what I think is probably the best song written in country music in the last 20 years? If it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to
save each other.
you should have seen it in color.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on.
Are you kidding me? That's a great one. That's a good one. That's fair.
Yeah, man. I love Jamie.
Yeah, because I know you're a big karaoke guy, so that's why.
Hey, y'all get down on some karaoke.
Yeah.
You know who's not? Jamie Johnson. Dude hates karaoke.
Why?
I don't know. I think that I don't know. He's a unique guy.
Yeah.
He has his quirks, and I think he don't like karaoke.
Yeah, and he's got some monster karaoke songs though.
Yeah. He does. Yeah, he does have some great karaoke songs.
That's a great game. You got another gifts. Like I mentioned, you come on the show and you just get all types of gifts.
I feel like I'm being spoiled, man.
Now,
Thank you.
country music has changed, Dillon.
Yeah.
TikTok, AI, Jesus, AI is writing country music.
Don't even get me started, man.
So talk to me like your feels on where it's at now, where it's going. Are you using AI to write some of your songs? You can tell us.
No.
Okay.
Nah, man. I'm not a supporter of AI.
Yeah.
I had a company that online that does basically what it would be is I would offer to a songwriter hey man, pay me $350 and I'll go in the studio and record your song. And y'all can probably piece together this company's online and it's like you offer your talents and people pay for it. There was this fake account that was offering for me to sing these songs for these songwriters. So this songwriter paid $350 and somebody went in and made an AI of my voice and did it and they made $350. So they're scamming people through AI by using my voice. And I'm like, there's some great things we could, like social media. There's some great things I think we could do with AI. Sure. And then there's some things with social media that maybe not so great.
Yeah.
And so as long as they're using it for the greater good, like you are with social media, I think it's going to be okay. But if people are scamming people with it, so that's kind of where there's a line. But where do I think it's going? I don't think AI has the heart and soul that a human being has when they're writing a song.
That's a great point.
Or performing a song. And what makes me feel that way is because I've been in the studio and I've tried to recreate the magic that happens at a live performance, and I can't do it because there's a certain magic that happens when you're live that you cannot capture. And I think that there is a certain magic live and in the studio when a human being is playing the guitar and singing the note that AI will never be able to capture. I don't care how advanced it gets. So I don't think that is the future of country music. And I think some people would argue with me about that. As far as you were talking about social media and streaming and things that are going on, I think that it's nearly impossible to fully predict what's going to happen. I think it's going to help country music in the long run.
Think about all the new people coming into country music too.
Right.
You got Post Malone dropping albums.
Yeah. At the end of the day, what's important is that the fans are hearing the song and it's connecting with them. And that don't matter if it's through radio or if it's through Spotify. My job is to connect with people. I ain't worried about the politics of which one's doing better and which one is the more, influent. My goal is to use all of the platforms. And so social media, streaming, radio, I want to do all of it. And I want to get out to those fans and I want to relate to them and I want to help move some spirits, And so I think that I don't know what's going to happen, but all of these tools are going to be useful for guys like me and you,
I love that.
Yeah.
So, dude, isn't this nice? I mean, we're sitting back.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful state of Florida. Got Country Thunder this weekend. Now, is this your first Country Thunder event?
It's not. It's my third. Yeah. So I did Twin Lakes and I did Phoenix.
How's it been so far, Scott?
Oh, it's been fantastic. Yeah. But I would say this is my favorite one so far. And this is my third one. My favorite number is 3. So.
I don't think, now I'm biased obviously, I don't think you find better country musicians, like music fans, better than here in the state of Florida.
Man, I think you're right. There's a lot of wonderful country music fans out there, and shout out to them in different places, all over the world, by the way. But man, Florida is a very, very special place. When I come down here, people don't realize there's some rednecks in Florida, buddy.
Dude, whether you're chasing gators, whether you're chasing, soft shell turtles, rabbits, whatever you're doing, we're just ready to party. It don't matter where we're going, we're just ready to party.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than this.
Man,
now,
this is great.
Moving forward after this, dude, I've been living vicariously through social media, the songs coming out. Let me tell you something. I'm glad that the cameras are on when I've said this, because I probably play it in the shower every day. When you covered that song by Adele,
oh man,
holy cow! Like that was unbelievable. So I
Thank
appreciate you kind of mixing in some different
Sure,
projects.
man.
But tell me what's coming down the pipeline. What do you got coming up? New songs, new tour, new album. What do you got?
Sure. Best album I've ever made. I'm so proud of it. It's you know, I really I gave it my heart and soul. I wrote 9 out of 14. That's the most songs I've ever written on an album. That's because I've been writing my ass off. I really worked on my vocals to try and make sure. Dude. You know, I just had this conversation with Stormy Warren. You know Stormy Warren?
I love Stormy.
Yeah, he's
love
fantastic,
Stormy,
man. I love him. And him and you now have about convinced me to go in and try and figure out how to squeeze that sucker on there. I can tell you right now, if it's not on this one, it's gonna be either a single or it's gonna be on the next album.
Such a beautiful song. And the best thing is, I'm not gonna tell anybody what the name is, but we're talking about how beautiful this song is that needs to drop. So,
all right, man.
But anyway, so you got the new album.
Yeah, so new album, and I'm so proud of it. I really captured my vocals in a way that I've always, you know, been trying to, you know, I'm always trying to perfect my craft as a songwriter, as a singer, as a guitar player, as a husband, you know, as a human being in general. But I've really been working on my vocals and trying to figure out how I can deliver that song the best I can. And I feel like I did it on this album. So June 13th is the big day. So back at May 9th, I released a song called Raised Up Wrong, which I'm so stoked about. It's a song.
That song was a jam.
Yeah, I think it's really going to impact those people we're talking about. You know, those blue collar, hardworking Americans that are out there busting their ass, that are proud to be where they're from and proud to be who they are. This song, I think, is going to connect with them, and it has so far. And so there's that, and then I've got tour coming up. I'm doing a bunch of headlining shows. I'm going to Europe. I'm going back overseas. So I'm going to be all over the United States, and I'm going to be in Europe. And so I'm out there, you know, playing these new songs, playing some of the stuff everybody loves, like Hot Beer, Big Truck, you know. And
what's your favorite one so far that you've played, like that you love playing on stage?
Man, I know it sounds crazy, but it's Hot Beer.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Everybody knows it. They sing it back to me. They throw me beers. We drink beers together. We slap hands. It's a very me and the audience connect more on that song than any other song, and so I love that one.
What was the one that I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank, that just drew the heartstrings?
Son of a
was just an unbelievable song.
Yeah. So for me, my show is very rock and very up tempo, and for me, I want that moment, that moment where I connect in that way, to be very special. And so that song is always on the set list. That song really connects with folks, and that is a very, very special song. So I could say that that's my favorite as well, because everybody's crying, you know, we're having a moment, and it's for all the moms and dads and the sons and daughters, and that song's super special too, man. So Son of a and Hot Beer is
awesome.
It, man.
If y'all have not been to a Dillon Carmichael show, you got to get out there. You got to go. I cannot thank you enough.
Oh my gosh,
for finally coming on the show. And it's just not, I mean, I wish we could sit here and talk about the stuff that we have been able to do, whether it's been our beach vacations, our Nashville vacation. We've had a bunch of fun together. You're one of my most beautiful friends that I have.
Oh, right back at you, brother.
Great husband, great friend, great boss. I mean, you've got a great team as well. Like, it's really cool to see you grow. Continue to grind.
Will do, buddy.
I love you.
You give me motivation, man. I look up to you, and I appreciate what you do, man. And I think about you all the time. I've enjoyed being your friend.
Yeah,
for sure. I consider you one of my best. So.
Thank you, man. I really do. And as always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to Like a Farmer. Mr. Dillon Carmichael, thanks for coming on the show. And as always, continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you got to do to be like a farmer.